Greetings, everybody. Thank you so much for all of your support and donations. My name is Todd Ronan, and I'm joined with Liz Cross today. How you doing, Liz?
I am doing very well. It is a beautiful day today.
How's my audio?
Your audio is great. And can I just say, everyone, Ronan is doing a fabulous job. I think we all agree. We're just so happy that you are just putting all this stuff together for everybody, and you are helping to enlighten the masses. So,
well, thanks. Yeah, it's where do the ideas come from? They come from my head mostly, but you opened up a spot on your website for people to request some mind probes. And when we get a chance, when there's a lull, we'll get to those. And this one comes to us from a listener called Brian Moss. He's wondering about the White Lady of Montsegur Castle. And see if we can pull her up here. Her name is Esclarmonde de Foix. Sorry about that. I don't speak French, but I think that's how they talk. And I don't know if we can pull her up or not and ask her if she is the ghost and if she's haunting this castle.
yes. Can you show me a picture of the castle, please?
I can try. Where is the castle?
What is this thing in the ground here?
I don't know. It's a well, maybe. Who knows there? It's a obelisk. Montsegur Castle. Here is the castle that was sent to us.
Thank you. Yeah. Ooh, chills.
There we are. So apparently there's a rumor that people see some days a ghost at this castle. And I don't know if we can pull up the castle or pull up Esclarmonde and ask her.
She is the ghost. Absolutely. Now, what I'm pulling from this castle, and I don't know anything about this, right? But what I'm pulling is there was a major battle that took place in the foothills here. Huge battle, lots of bloodshed. This place is exceptionally old.
So a lot of places can hold the energy of what happened there. And you're saying that this is what happened in that spot?
Yes, lots and lots and lots of bloodshed.
Is it that what caused her to, hang on a second, pause it.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. My name is Todd Ronan, and you're listening to Psychic Liz Cross and Todd Ronan talk about dead people. How are you, Liz?
We're back. We're back after that technical glitch. We had a problem with the screen share. Sorry about that. And I won't tell you what Ronan said when he was off air.
So some of the questions that come from Brian are, were you Mary Magdalene in a past incarnation?
No.
Was Raymond de Perel your father?
De Perel?
I don't know.
Raymond de Perel, your father? I believe so. Yes.
So for those that don't know, they were Cathars, and the Cathars they created some crusades around that time. People yell at me that I don't know my history, but essentially they believed in a life of piety and very, frugal means as a Cathar. And can she tell us what her life was like as a Cathar? Because she converted to that from another set of circumstances in her life.
She says it was very fulfilling. Now, I don't know anything about what you're talking about. I am so sorry. I don't really know my French history. Not that I have any roots in France, because I don't. But what is coming through is there were a lot of seances or a lot of summoning the gods associated with whatever they were doing, right? So I can see where they have a fire lit, outside in like a ring of fire, and they're summoning protection. They're summoning the gods to give them wisdom, to give them insights, to give them guidance. She was very spiritual, extremely so. And this is why you can still see her in and around that castle.
Isn't it necessary for people to cross on to continue their soul spiritual growth?
That's a good question. I've never been asked that before. In all the years I've been doing this, which is a long time. No. So when she says she's not technically a ghost, I guess the best way we can describe it is a ghost, but spirits that are in the spirit world, they do cross over, they do go to the spirit world. They have the benefit of being able to project themselves in many ways. And I believe, and she's telling me that's exactly what she does. Now, she's had many lifetimes since this one, but she's always very spiritual. She's actually like a white witch in many of her lifetimes.
Is she protecting the castle from something? What is the desire to stick around in this area?
So that's a good question too. She's saying that this particular lifetime for her was so important because that was really the beginning of her spiritual awareness, her awakening. I'm telling you, this lady is powerful. I mean, she is very much into, what are those things called that the white witches do? And I can't remember. It's totally escaped me. I've actually been to a white witch party before. It made me feel a little uncomfortable, and I don't know why. But she's very into like the white witch stuff in all of her lifetimes. Now, in subsequent lifetimes, since this one, she's actually been imprisoned for her witchiness. She's been shunned by the community. But in this lifetime, she was able to practice openly.
Let's go back to one of her first incarnations as a white witch. Can she tell us about that existence versus the sort of austere life that she led in France in around 1200?
She says, I will never go back to just being a robotic human. And I'm saying, what do you mean by that? She says, those people that just eat, sleep, breathe, work, right? She says, that's not for me. That's not good for anybody's soul. You have got to embrace your soul journey. I mean, she loved this particular lifetime. She loved the scenery. She loved the castle. They were poor. There was no electricity in those days. It could get very cold there, she's telling me. And they just would summon the spirits to keep them warm. Very spiritual.
Did she have any lives or incarnations with Jesus Christ himself?
That's a good question. Goodness, Ronan, where do you pull this stuff from?
Incidentally, when Liz says that's a great question, those of you playing at home should take a drink.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm on the hard stuff today. I got 2 sugars in my tea.
Tea or anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not
Normally no sugar in my tea, but this morning I said, I'll put 2 sugars in. It's just that I find your questioning phenomenal. I just like, you think with all the years I've been doing this, the questions seem repetitive, and a lot of times they are. And I'm just always so thrilled when the questions are not repetitive. That's why I say that. Sorry about that. What was the question?
Did she have any incarnations with Jesus Christ?
Did you have any incarnations with Jesus Christ? No, she came after Jesus Christ. So she missed that time period.
What was she doing at that time? What was she incarnating as during that era?
What did you incarnate? Very much a mystic, sage, spiritualist. Were you in Israel? She was pretty close to Israel, Jerusalem, in the Middle East, but very much a sage in that lifetime as well, but on a different level. This was the start of summoning communication into her. Are you a medium? Yes, in many lifetimes, she's a medium. Wow. Okay. I hope that I can say that too.
Can people call upon her, and what services or tasks could she help complete for them if they do?
She'll pray with you. She'll help to send the messages to Source, to Jesus, whoever you're praying to.
Can she help people that fear they're circling a pit of darkness in their lives?
She can't directly help them, but she's there to comfort them.
What is she incarnating as today?
What are you incarnating as today? She's coming back in as a white witch. Are you going to be in Europe? Yeah, she's still floating around in Europe. Are you in France? No, she's not in France. She's in the UK. So she's coming back in as a white witch in the UK. Let me ask this question. Do we get to choose the regions that we incarnate into? Yes, we do. Okay, I always wondered that.
Is it, well, let's ask her a different question. What percentage of her energy does it take to project this hologram of the white lady at this castle?
100%. So it is very energy sapping. And when you're in the spirit world, she's saying you have to pull from energy from Source. Now, Source is very powerful, and you have to promise to give that energy back. Wow. We really have to do that? Yes, we have to. It's like we're borrowing energy. So, here, money is energy. What do we do with money? We borrow, we pay back, we, get mortgages, we get loans, car loans, whatever. If you're really smart and you're very privileged, you don't have to ever do that. I recommend being debt free as much as possible. She's laughing at me, but with her, she's saying, in order to project herself, she's trying to send a message when she's at the castle.
And what is that message that she's trying to project and send?
It's more of a spiritual awakening for people. She wants to awaken them and enlighten them and sort of get them to think about life outside of the human body, and that there is more to life than just being shoved in this body.
Those of us that are suffering from, or maybe have lost our way, does she think that the spiritual avenues available to us here in, I don't know, around the world are the same, or should you not follow the path of the Cathars? And I don't mean the murderous path. I mean the very austere and poor lifestyle that they did back then. What's the better path to salvation in today's life?
To live minimally. You don't need all that stuff. All you need is a connection to the spirit world. I actually agree with that. Now, I know you guys out there saying, well, Liz, you're lucky because you have that connection. And yes, I am very lucky. I'm very grateful, and I thank, the gods and whoever every day. But a lot of people are using, this is what she says, material things to fill a void, to feel that loss, to feel that connection. Usually when we first separate from source, that's when the emotions kick in. And the usual immediate emotions are sadness, grief, despair. What do I do now? I'm confused. The second we are cut from source and we are out as a orb and we're making our way, that's the birth of our soul. And already that is fraught with difficult emotions. And a lot of times what she's saying is we're constantly trying to go back. We're trying to reunite our soul. And we think that, and to reclaim that 100% happiness and love and joy. And in doing so, we put our love and our confidence into material things. You don't need any of that. I'm like, well, hold on, sister, because we gotta drive. I gotta have a car.
That's
I
true.
understand where she's coming from, but she has to understand also where we're coming from. Like, we have to have food, and we have to have, she's like, no, she's arguing with me. She's saying, no, you can live on prana. Now, I've heard of people living on prana energy before.
Come on.
Have you ever heard about that, where people?
Yeah, these sun gazers, we'll do that another show, but that's not all. I mean, yeah, you need food. I'm sorry. Look at some of the.
But you say that, but that seems very impractical to you and me, but she's saying it can be done. Now, we're not recommending that anybody goes out and does this, right? Certainly look into it. But I'm not recommending that you go without food and water and you live off pranic energy and that's it. There are people that can do that.
If you want to turn into a ghost, yes, that's possible. But if you want to live the life, we recommend against.
Just eat healthy food. But that's her. Now, you have to understand, that's easy for spirit to say, isn't it? Why? Because they don't have a body. They don't have to feed the body, water the body, breathe in the body, look after the body, get exercise, so they're very detached from our existence. She says, you'll see. I'm like, great. So you're telling me, yeah, are you giving me a warning? I hope not. But anyway, that was interesting, her take on it. But yes, you don't need to live this really, materialistic life. We all like nice things. I would prefer to have experiences rather than just, expensive furniture. I just,
that's what separates Liz and I. I would prefer to have things. So apparently on my spiritual journey, I need more work. Esclamande de foi. Thank you so much for your insight. And we wish you safe journey and passages along your spiritual journey. And Liz Cross, thanks for bringing her in today. And thanks everybody for listening. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I butchered the white witch bit. And I'm sorry, I can't remember the ceremony. So if you do know, drop it in the comments. Just a little announcement also. I know that I am getting a lot of emails about my calendar being closed. Okay, regular bookings will open in August. VIP will open June 20th. Don't forget, there's the 3 paper options there. Anybody who's had their questions answered or their past life thing on the paper option, they will tell you, Liz just doesn't give a yes and no, right? I write a lot of things surrounding those answers. So those are still good options if you need something right now. I know the world is in turmoil, and I know everybody's like, Liz, when are you opening your calendar? It will be open soon. So anyway, just so that a little announcement. Don't forget the paper options are always good options. Anything from you, Ronan?
Thanks very much, everybody. We'll see you
Thank
next
you.
time.